Celebrating 70 years of coverage you can count on. This is KCBD News Channel 11's Daybreak Today.
Now at 6, an interim police chief has been named in Lubbock ahead of Chief Floyd Mitchell's last day. Plus, a Lubbock man is facing prison time after pleading guilty to a 2019 murder. And the threat of a potential government shutdown is looming in Washington as another problem is close to being resolved. The latest from overnight is just ahead. Good morning, and thanks for joining us this Thursday morning. We'll get to those stories in just a moment, but first, some changes are on the way in our forecast. So we're starting things off with Steve Devine. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning. Always happy to share rain, non-severe weather showing up on the radar here early this morning. As you watch the shower activity, you may notice that there's a little enhancement that's beginning to show up here and there. So we may get a little bit of thunder with this activity, have some light rain showing up around Littlefield, out between Abernathy, Plainview, up towards Tulia. And generally, this is going to be very light in the area. Out towards the east, we're starting to see just a little bit of activity popping up on the radar as well. Our southwestern areas, we've seen a few showers here. That activity is very light, and most of this is going to be very light during the day, but occasionally a little bit of thunder will be mixed in. That can enhance the rain. Current temperatures are pretty mild. Typical low this time of year is pretty close to 59 degrees. Lubbock right now is 70, pretty close to that at Levelland, Plainview, Childress. Low and mid-70s, Snyder, Lamesa, Seminole, and just 68 over in the Hobbs area. So as we go through the day today, I'm looking at a lot of cloud cover and these occasional, mostly light rain showers for us, and that's going to help hold our temperatures down. We're looking at a high today, Angie, of about 88 degrees. Coming up in the forecast, though, some more summer heat.
All right. Thank you so much, Steve. We'll check in again shortly. But first, as the search for a new leader begins at the Lubbock Police Department, the city has named an interim police chief. City Manager Jarrett Atkinson has announced Gregory Russian as interim chief for LPD. It comes after Chief Floyd Mitchell's abrupt resignation last week amid criticism on LPD's 911 dispatch center. Russian spent 35 years with the Plano Police Department, including 18 as chief, and he was an FBI agent in Washington, D.C., also served as president of the Texas Police Chiefs Association. Russian will take over as interim chief at the close of business tomorrow. Meanwhile, two crime analysts at LPD recently received international recognition for their work. KCBD's Sydney Lowther sat down with them for an inside look at what they do on the job, as well as the project they're being recognized for.
Many departments are realizing the necessity for data-driven policing and that civilians can play a really impactful part in driving that.
Jessica Clements and TJ Yoakum are two crime analysts at the Lubbock Police Department. Their job requires them to wear many different hats, from crime statistics to forensics and even investigations.
It looks different by the hour, really. Just whatever is happening that day will be involved in it, most likely, somehow.
Among crime analysts from all around the world, both TJ and Jessica submitted their work to the International Crime Analyst Conference.
We were very lucky that Lubbock brought home 2 awards.
Many in the department refer to the unit as their problem solvers, and that is what their work showed.
We're struggling with a lot of our response times in the South due to so much of the construction, how much the population has expanded there in the last couple of years.
Jessica's award-winning solution was to completely restructure the South Division to increase emergency response to the people who need it. Jessica was in dispatch for 7 years and knows a thing or two about how it works. She says she was tired of being there after the crime.
Now I'm hoping that I can help stop it from happening. You know, we're trying to stop the crime, prevent stuff from happening so we don't have to clean up after it.
TJ created a data dashboard that makes historic and recent data easily accessible to see where help is needed. Both projects allow the department to allocate their resources more efficiently. Sydney Lowther, KCBD News Channel 11.
Sydney, thank you for that report. And also, if crime analysis is something you are interested in, LPD is hiring. You can find the link to apply on our website, kcbd.com. Now to a developing story. A Lubbock man is facing prison time after pleading guilty to a 2019 murder. 57-year-old David Hampton pled guilty to the murder of 79-year-old Celestino Rodriguez Wednesday. Rodriguez was reported missing in August of 2019. Court records show he was lured to a remote location by people who knew he was expecting a government check. That's when police say he was ambushed and beat to death. Hampton was arrested and charged with murder the same month. However, his case ended in a mistrial last year. It was then reset and Hampton was charged again. The sentencing phase will begin Monday. Across the nation, the threat of a potential government shutdown still looms over Washington. This, as another matter that's also been in limbo for part of the year, is starting to be resolved. John Lawrence reports.
And the nomination is confirmed.
Better late than never.
Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is made and laid upon the table, and the president will be immediately notified of the Senate's actions.
The Senate confirms the nomination of General C.Q. Brown as the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Wednesday night's vote came after a months-long stalemate that held up hundreds of military promotions, led by Alabama Senator and former college football coach Tommy Tuberville.
Well, we finally came to a little bit of conclusion, but it's about time. We should have done these a long time ago.
Tuberville has been holding up votes over his opposition to a Defense Department policy reimbursing travel costs for service members who would go across state lines to seek an abortion. In order to get the ball rolling, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer moved to have 3 positions, including General Brown's, voted on separately from the block opposed by Tuberville.
If everyone objected to everything to get leverage for their pet priorities, it will grind this body to a halt.
Brown's confirmation passed by a vote of 83 to 11. The no votes came from Tuberville and 10 other Republican senators, including Josh Hawley of Missouri, Marco Rubio of Florida, and Ted Cruz of Texas. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The Senate is set to vote on the new Army Chief of Staff and new Marine Corps Commandant later today. Checking in now with Steve Devine. Things are looking a little different on the radar today. Steve is tracking a little rain in our area. Hi, Steve.
Good morning, and that rain is not yet in the Lubbock area here, but we do have mostly cloudy skies. Lubbock Airport right now is mostly cloudy, 70, winds are calm. The dew point, 62 degrees, and again, this is an indicator of there's quite a bit of moisture in the air. And on the radar, as Angie mentioned, we do have some spotty showers. Now, most of this is light, and that'll be the case, but occasionally seeing some enhancement right here in northwestern Hockley County up into the Littlefield area, seeing the rain picking up. So let's take a little closer look at that. So again, most of this will be light, but we're seeing some moderate rain mixed in with this and may occasionally be a little bit of thunder. Sundown to Morton to Littlefield. This is tracking out towards Abernathy and Plainview, so you may see your rain picking up here over the next several minutes or so. Some light rain showing up around Brownfield. It's tracking out towards the southern part of Lubbock County, but again, expecting that to be very light. But there are more showers and some thunder showers mixed in over eastern New Mexico. And again, this is generally drifting into the viewing area, and that'll keep the chance of rain going off and on today. And it won't be as hot with our mostly cloudy sky and those showers. We're looking at temperatures near 90, low 90s in the south, Lubbock at about 88, mid to upper 80s in the northern part of the viewing area. These storms, when we have them, and again, few and far between, but they may produce some pretty gusty winds. And some of the showers are likely to linger into the early morning hours, although it does look like any rain will be over with by about sunrise tomorrow morning. Our lows tomorrow generally in the 60s, Lubbock at about 66 degrees, and then dry and hot. After today's high of 88, we're looking at a high tomorrow of 95 degrees. The last official day of summer, followed by the first day of fall. Saturday, 97, or still looking at a hot day on Sunday. Temperatures only moderating a little bit, coming down to the 80s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So again, our best chance of rain is going to be today and tonight. Spotty showers, but a few thunderstorms will be possible as well.
Thank you, Steve. We appreciate it. It is 6:08. Still to come on Daybreak today, the 40th Annual Children's Miracle Network Telethon has wrapped up. We'll take a peek at how much money was raised. Plus, we have an important recall to warn you about. Everything you need to know on a Thursday to keep you and your family safe is just ahead. Stay with us. You're watching Daybreak today.